The atmosphere at AT&T Stadium in Arlington became even more unforgettable during BTS's concert when Jungkook created a heartwarming moment with a Muslim fan wearing a hijab. While the stadium was already filled with excitement, the unexpected interaction quickly became one of the moments that had fans screaming and cheering. In the middle of the concert, Jungkook was performing Body to Body when a female fan seated directly in front of him began calling his name. Wearing a hijab and holding up her phone, she appeared to be signaling that she desperately wanted to take a photo with Jungkook. Her excitement immediately caught attention as she tried to get the singer to notice her. Jungkook eventually noticed the fan and seemed to understand what she was asking for. To the surprise of everyone around her, he invited the Muslim fan to come up onto the stage. The unexpected invitation instantly sent excitement through the audience as fans realized that she was about to experience an unforgettable moment with Jungkook. As she reached the stage, the fan appeared overwhelmed by the opportunity to stand beside her idol. Jungkook then warmly embraced her, creating an incredibly emotional moment that made the entire stadium erupt in loud cheers. The simple hug quickly became one of the most talked about moments of the performance. The moment became even more special when Jungkook posed for a photo with the fan. She held up her phone as they captured the memory together, while thousands of fans watched and screamed in excitement. For the fan, what began as a hopeful request from her seat had suddenly turned into a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Videos of the interaction were quickly expected to attract attention among fans, especially because of how naturally Jungkook responded to her request. Rather than simply acknowledging her from the stage, he gave her the chance to come closer, share a hug, and take a photo together. It was a beautiful reminder of how unexpected moments during a BTS concert can become unforgettable memories for both fans and the audience. Was Jungkook's spontaneous invitation simply a kind gesture to a fan who wanted a photo, or did this special interaction become one of the most meaningful moments of the Arlington concert? As Jungkook continued performing Body to Body at BTS's concert in Arlington, one female fan wearing a hijab began desperately trying to catch his attention from the audience. She repeatedly called Jungkook's name while holding up her phone, seemingly hoping he would notice her request for a photo. At first, the singer remained focused on his performance, leaving the fan waiting anxiously for even a brief moment of eye contact. The fan did not give up. Every time Jungkook moved closer to her side of the stage, she raised her phone again and called his name, trying to make her message clear without interrupting the performance. The people sitting around her gradually began noticing what she was doing, creating an increasingly tense and exciting atmosphere as everyone wondered whether Jungkook would eventually see her. Then something suddenly changed. Jungkook appeared to look toward the section where the fan was standing and seemed to notice her repeated gestures. For a moment, he appeared to pause and look more carefully in her direction, as though trying to understand exactly what she was asking for. The fan continued holding up her phone, making the request unmistakable. As Jungkook realized that she wanted a photo with him, the atmosphere around the fan instantly became more intense. She appeared to be waiting nervously for his response, while nearby fans watched closely to see what he would do next. Then came the unexpected moment. Jungkook appeared to gesture toward her, seemingly signaling that she should come closer. What happened next turned a simple request for a photo into an unforgettable concert moment. The fan suddenly found herself being noticed by Jungkook in front of thousands of people, while the audience erupted with excitement. What had started with her repeatedly calling his name and holding up her phone had suddenly become a moment that nobody around her was likely to forget. For a few seconds, the fan seemed unable to believe what was happening. After Jungkook appeared to point in her direction and gesture for her to come toward the stage, she looked around as if wondering whether he was actually calling her. With thousands of fans surrounding her, the moment felt almost unreal, especially after she had spent so long trying to get his attention. She appeared to hesitate before finally realizing that Jungkook's gesture was indeed meant for her. Her phone was still in her hand as she looked toward the stage, seemingly overwhelmed by the sudden invitation. The people around her also appeared to realize what was happening, and their reactions quickly turned the moment into something much bigger. As the fan began making her way toward the stage, the noise inside AT&T Stadium seemed to rise dramatically. Fans started cheering, louder as they watched the woman, wearing a hijab, walk closer to Jungkook. What had initially been a quiet request for a photo had suddenly transformed into a highly emotional and unexpected concert moment. The excitement continued building with every step she took. Some fans appeared to point toward the stage, while others screamed in disbelief at the unexpected interaction unfolding in front of them. The sight of Jungkook waiting for the fan made the atmosphere even more intense, as everyone seemed eager to see what would happen next. By the time the fan reached the stage, the stadium was filled with an overwhelming wave of cheers. Her journey from the audience to the stage had become a spectacle of its own, with thousands of people witnessing what could become one of the most memorable moments of the Arlington concert. What started with a simple attempt to get Jungkook's attention had suddenly turned into a moment shared with an entire stadium. The atmosphere inside AT&T Stadium reached another level when the fan finally stood face-to-face with Jungkook on stage. After making her way up while appearing visibly overwhelmed, she seemed nervous and excited at the same time. For someone who had only moments earlier been calling his name from the audience, suddenly standing beside Jungkook in front of thousands of people must have felt almost impossible to process. Then came the moment that sent the entire stadium into an eruption. Jungkook warmly embraced the fan, turning what had already been an unexpected invitation into an unforgettable memory. The crowd immediately responded with deafening cheers and screams as fans realized they were witnessing a remarkably personal moment unfold right in front of them. The fan appeared emotional as the hug happened, seemingly struggling to contain her excitement. Her expression captured the disbelief of someone who had watched Jungkook from the audience only moments earlier and was now standing beside him on stage. The emotional reaction made the moment even more touching for the fans. Watching from the stadium, the cameras also captured the interaction, allowing the audience to see the fans' reaction more closely. Her apparent happiness and nervous excitement quickly became part of the moment itself, while Jungkook remained beside her during the photo opportunity. What began as a simple request for a picture had suddenly turned into an experience far beyond what she could have expected. As the cheers continued throughout the stadium, the hug became the emotional climax of the encounter. It was not simply the fact that the fan had been invited onto the stage, but the unexpected way the moment unfolded that made it so memorable. For that fan, a single attempt to catch Jungkook's attention had transformed into a once-in-a-lifetime concert memory, one that thousands of people witnessed alongside her. At first, many fans may have assumed that Jungkook would simply acknowledge the woman from the stage before continuing with the performance. After all, her request seemed to be a simple wish for a photo, and no one could have expected the interaction to go much further. The anticipation grew as Jungkook appeared to respond to her gestures. But the moment took an unexpected turn when Jungkook appeared to invite her onto the stage. What looked like a quick interaction from a distance suddenly became something much more personal, leaving the fan visibly overwhelmed by the unexpected opportunity. The crowd's reaction grew louder as everyone realized she was actually being brought closer to Jungkook. Once she reached the stage, Jungkook shared a warm embrace with her before they took a photo together. The stadium erupted with cheers, while the fan appeared to be experiencing a moment that she may never have imagined would happen when she first called his name from the audience. The contrast made the moment even more memorable. What began as a fan simply raising her phone and hoping Jungkook would notice her ended with her standing beside him on stage, sharing a hug and capturing a photo together. For the audience, it was an unexpected highlight that added another emotional chapter to the Arlington concert. And now the moment is likely to leave fans wondering, did Jungkook realize how much that simple hug meant to her? Or was this simply one of the most spontaneous and unforgettable fan moments of the Arlington concert?